Many people believe that speaking is the most important part of learning English. They want to talk fast, use new words, and sound confident as soon as possible. Speaking is important, of course, but before speaking comes something even more powerful. Listening is the first step. Without listening, real communication cannot exist. Listening builds the foundation for everything that comes next. When we are babies, we do not start by speaking. We start by listening. For many months, a baby hears voices, sounds, and words every day. The brain absorbs patterns, rhythm, and pronunciation. Only after a long period of listening does the baby begin to speak. This natural process shows us something important. Understanding always comes before expression. Listening helps your brain become familiar with the language. When you listen often, your mind begins to recognize common words and structures. You start to notice how sentences are formed. You hear how verbs change. You observe how native speakers connect words. Even if you do not understand everything at first, your brain is working quietly in the background. Many beginners feel frustrated because they cannot understand every word. But listening is not about understanding 100%. It is about training your ear. When you listen regularly, difficult sounds slowly become clearer. Words that once sounded strange begin to feel normal. Little by little, confusion turns into comprehension. Listening also improves pronunciation. When you hear English spoken clearly and naturally, you learn how words truly sound. You understand the rhythm and the stress of sentences. English has music. It rises and falls. When you listen carefully, you start to feel that music. Later, when you speak, your pronunciation becomes more natural because your ear already knows the sound. Another important benefit of listening is vocabulary growth. When you read a word, you see it. But when you hear a word many times in different contexts, you understand how it is used in real life. You learn not only the meaning, but also the feeling of the word. You learn when to use it and how it connects with other words. Listening also builds confidence. At first, you may understand only a few words. Then you begin to understand simple sentences. Later, you understand full ideas. This progress gives you motivation. You see that improvement is possible. Confidence grows naturally when understanding increases. Some learners try to speak too early without listening enough. They memorize phrases but do not fully understand them. This can create fear and insecurity. But when you spend time listening first, speaking becomes easier. You already know how sentences should sound. Your mouth follows what your ears have learned. Listening also teaches patience. It reminds you that learning is a process. You cannot rush understanding. The brain needs repetition. The more you listen, the stronger your understanding becomes. Consistency is more important than speed. A few minutes every day can create powerful results over time. It is important to choose listening materials that match your level. If the content is too difficult, you may feel discouraged. If it is simple but clear, you will feel progress. Listening should not feel like a test. It should feel like exposure. Relax, listen, and allow your brain to adapt naturally. Over time, you will notice something beautiful. You will start to think in English. Words will come to your mind without translation. This happens because listening has created strong mental connections. The language begins to feel less foreign and more familiar. Listening is not passive. It is active growth. Even when you feel that nothing is happening, your brain is building connections. Every minute of listening is an investment in your future fluency. In the end, speaking is powerful, reading is important, and writing is useful. But listening is where everything begins. It is the first step in understanding, the first step in confidence, and the first step in real communication. When you make listening a daily habit, you are building a strong foundation. And with a strong foundation, everything else becomes easier.